Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the January 2019 Roundtable. But before we get into that, I want to thank everyone who followed us in 2018. We have over 100 members on our Insider Access page and close to, wasn't it about 150 course sales, guys? I mean, so those numbers are validating what we're doing is actually working, and we're following our mission of challenging sports and orthopedic PTs to become better clinical experts and hopefully providing you all with residency level education. And that kind of brings us right into what we want to do for January 2019. And our roundtable topic is sports and orthopedic physical therapy specialization and residency prep. So our big question for this month is what if you guys had one takeaway from your residency programs to get into a residency? Chris, you and I both did ortho, Brian did sports. What's the number one thing you guys did to get into a residency program?
I think for me, the most important thing that I found was doing a really thorough research on the different orthopedic residencies that were out there to see what was available so that I could find really what I thought was the right fit for me and hopefully vice versa. And it can be a little bit difficult sometimes just because maybe you don't know what you want, but just in doing the research, I was able to find out a lot about the residencies and what options there were for different components, whether it be research-based, whether it be teaching opportunities, purely clinical skills, and things that I was uncertain about, I was able to ask questions about and build that relationship with different residency supervisors. So to me, it was really about trying to find what was right for me, and I think that helped me better prepare for when I got to interview stages and writing essays and such.
Yeah, completely. Brian, what about you?
I think to add to what Chris said, for me, it would be talk to as many residency directors and former residents as possible. That was what worked best for me. And I think that's what I recommend to everyone that approaches me on that subject. I mean, I had a talk 2 weeks ago with a student that was interested in sports residencies, and he basically asked me, what do I got to do to get into sports residency? What can I do differently? And there's a lot of things you can do differently. We've gone through that in some of our blog posts, and I talked about that in a little bit on some of the Insider Access videos that I did. But it's really about getting to know those residency directors so they remember your name, so that your name's out there. It's all about awareness. You know, you could be the best candidate, but if nobody knows who you are, it doesn't really matter. So get to know those residency directors, get to know some of the former residents. They can help a lot as well, and it'll give you a better idea of the residency too.
Mm-hmm. And mine piggybacks right on that too, where just get involved in general. I know the three of us started the student physical therapist in our third year of PT school. And, you know, fortunately for us, the website took off. But even if your website, let's say, doesn't get a bunch of followers when you're applying for the residency program, it's at least going to show the directors that you're trying, you're pushing yourself, you're learning, you're getting out there. Other things I did was some volunteer work in the orthopedic field. And I really pushed myself on my clinical rotations to take every opportunity to help after hours. So all of those things, they showed when I applied, when the letters that people were giving to me for the residency program, the directors said, okay, this guy actually cares about orthopedic PT, so we want him in our program. So get involved would be what I would have to say.
Yeah, you don't even have to create a website or do something that, you know, novel. It helps, of course, but finding your own way to show your passion for physical therapy, I think is what you need to do. Brian, I know, did like helped out at 1 million different sporting events. You know, Jim and I were pretty similar in that we were looking for any sort of outside orthopedic engagement opportunities to just help not only build our resume and application, but just because we were interested in it. And that's the big thing, is you want to show that you have that passion in the field.
Yeah, that is such a good point, because I don't want everyone everyone can start a website if you truly care about it, but I feel like there's so many people these days that just do it because they feel like they have to. And if that's not your thing, I mean, it's probably way more important just to actually get out in the field and learn and show that you care.
Yeah. The other thing too is when you get involved and you go through some of those things, you figure out real quickly if that's what is for you. And sometimes people realize I love sports PT, I love, orthopedic PT, but maybe a residency isn't for me, or maybe I just want to create my own path because it's too structured in a residency, or, I talked with all these residencies and the financials don't work out or whatever it may be. And that's okay too. And you can create your own type of residency level education. You can take courses anywhere. We have courses, there's other courses out there. There's so many other mentors out there. You can find mentors now. It's so much different with this era now because you have access to so many different things, and you can create that type of education yourself if you figure out it's not for you.
That's spot on. I mean, actually all of our courses, and we talk about this all the time, that the direction of our courses is really based on what we learned in the residency and fellowship program. So you could say it's a mini online version of our residencies is what you're getting. So we need to incorporate a mentorship aspect, because then we can hit it from both sides for everyone.
Yeah, maybe that'll be something good to have coming down the pipe.
Yeah, I mean, how many emails do we get every week?
Yeah, so, exactly. Asking these questions. So.
Which we love, by the way. So keep up the emails. We love helping you guys.
Awesome. I think that's a good place to stop. So January 2019 is all about residencies and getting into your relative specializations. If you have questions, please send us an email and we will get back to you as quick as possible. So thank you.
Thanks, guys.